Hi students, I know a lot of you are probably very anxious to get things finished up this quarter. So this will be your live lecture for the week. I'm going to record it early so you have the opportunity to hear it early, get your work done early, and you can be done with the class as early as you would like to be. So you have your final exam this week. There is one opportunity to take it, but the nice thing is there's no time limit, so you can spend as long as you want on every single question. But just be aware that if you do spend, let's just say, hours on it, your Blackboard account will log you out. So even though it's not timed, just be aware that you do need to get it in within a reasonable time. Right, then the more confusing part of Module 6 is this capstone assignment. It's not too bad, but it's very wordy, so I'm going to break this down into pieces that make sense. So first of all, you need to pick something, anything, from your entire career at Rasmussen, one assignment that you are the most proud of, whatever you think you did the best job. A lot of students do like to pick their employee handbook from this class, but I have read some pretty interesting assignments from other courses too. So it's really up to you. Pick that one assignment that you think really shows your skills, especially those transferable skills, the soft skills that we talked about last week, that really shows and encompasses everything you learned about that. So pick that assignment. Then the second part is to reflect on that assignment, and I'll highlight that right here. You're going to take a look at that assignment, and then you need to piece out what transferable skills were covered in that assignment. It's 2 pages, so you do have to write 2 full pages, and it's an essay, so think of it like maybe like an article you would read in a newspaper. You need to have an introduction, the body of your essay, and then a conclusion paragraph. Inside that, we'll go through these one at a time. You need a description of each transferable skill that you have demonstrated. So you need to do 3, and they can be any 3 you want, any 3 that you think that your assignment demonstrates. And you need to describe the transferable skill. That's the first thing. Then you're going to discuss reasons why you feel this assignment actually reflects that skill. And remember, you're doing this 3 times because you're picking 3 skills. All right, then you're going to describe the knowledge, skills, and attitudes regarding each of those transferable skills. So what did you learn? Really, what did you get out of it? You will discuss the ways that you're going to incorporate those skills into the project and into your chosen career field. So I think actually, you know, if you think about this, the employee handbook is going to fit really, really well here. Again, you can choose whatever you want. But that employee handbook, we're already talking about your specific career field, and we're talking about how it relates to your career field. So you might want to consider your handbook for your choice. Then we're going to describe the future goals based on those transferable skills. And we've covered that a little bit in Module 5 already when we talked about those soft skills. What do you think you need to improve? What types of soft skills do you still need to develop? And then make sure, of course, as always, that you include APA formatting. So use that title page, and as well as APA format throughout the paper. So that means size 12, make sure you're spelling things correctly, using the correct grammar, and so forth. So to sum this up, you're choosing one assignment that you've created at any point in your career in Rasmussen. Then you're going to reflect on that and hit all of these bullet points down here that I'm highlighting right now. So it is a little bit of an undertaking, but I think that once you start writing, you'll notice that it's kind of easy. It's something that is just already there. You just have to spell it out. For example, we talk a lot about communication, and communication is present everywhere in written assignments, in discussions when you're talking back and forth between students, when you're creating PowerPoint presentations, which I'm sure a lot of you have. This is something that is just already written into the assignment. So, all right, I'm rambling. I'll move on. The last part of Module 6 is your live classroom. The live classroom question for this week is, what's the one most important thing that you've gotten out of this class? And that could be anything. It's really up to you. I just want you to tell me the one most important thing that you think you got out of this course. Alright, so that's it. I do want to take a couple minutes to review this section right here, how to submit your paper. If you've already created Optimal Resume and you're really comfortable with it, go ahead and log off. Don't listen to the rest. But for those of you who have never done this, stay tuned. When you complete your reflection assignment, you do have to upload it to what's called Optimal Resume. If you've never used this, this is a really good time to start figuring it out. I'm sure a lot of you actually have used it before for other courses, but in the rare case that you haven't, please follow these instructions. You're going to take the project of your choice, the one that you said you were most proud of, and then the self-reflection, you're going to make those into one assignment. So put them into one Word document. Then you're going to submit by clicking this link. And if for some reason that link doesn't work for you, you can always go to your Resources tab. If you've never used it before, you'll click New User. Again, if you have an account, you can log in. But if you haven't, you'll need to go through, you'll need to go through right here and create a new one. So you're going to enter your Rasmussen account, and I will enter mine now. And hit continue. That will send an email to your Rasmussen account. Now I already used my school account to do this, so I can't quite show you exactly how it works. But when you hit continue, you get those instructions in your gradebook. Sorry, in your inbox, not your gradebook. After that, you will then need to submit that one single Word document into the Dropbox below. So you're actually uploading your assignment twice. Once to Optimal Resume, and then also, let's open this, also into this Dropbox like you would normally do for any other assignment. So submit it to Optimal Resume, and then also submit right here. The very last part is to paste the URL from your portfolio into the message box. So when you go to your Optimal Resume, you find your specific upload, you're going to copy that link and then paste it down here. I know that seems like a lot of work, and it is a little bit tedious, but it's important that you do both for all of the points. Alright, if you still have questions after those instructions, you can absolutely watch this video. It's very detailed. Check it out. I think it'll help if you have any snags along the way, especially with creating your account. But again, if you watch the video, you go through these instructions, and you still have trouble, please let me know. I don't want you to struggle through the last couple weeks, the last couple days of class. Alright, everything's got to be done by Friday. Friday's the last day of class, and I just want to show you that on the calendar here quick. Let's see, we're at M218. So here we are, last day. Live lectures due on Friday the 16th, and you also have to have your very last Module 6 assignment done that day as well. So by the 16th, very last day, let me know if you have issues. Thank you.